Hi, I'm disability lawyer David Brannon. In this video, I'm going to explain to you why you would want to apply for CPP disability when you may have heard that your long-term disability insurance company is going to get all the money. So after watching this video, you'll understand why it's in your interest to apply for CPP disability, even though most of that money is going to get clawed back by the insurance company, but you will understand why it makes sense for you to do so. So you are approved for long-term disability and the insurance company's asked you to apply for CPP disability. You've done your research and you understand that once you apply, every dollar that you get from CPP disability is going to be clawed back by the insurance company, so you are not going to have any benefit. You're not going to get any more money. This seems like this is just a benefit for the insurance company because they're going to pay you less. You'll now get less money from them and you get the remainder of the money from the CPP disability. Now, maybe you've even gone further and realized, wow, this is even worse for me because my long-term disability benefits are non-taxable. And now if I get the CPP disability, that money now is going to be taxable. So now I'm paying taxes that I wasn't paying before. So why on earth would you ever want to apply for CPP disability when you're already approved for long-term disability? Let me take you through. There are some very good reasons why you are definitely going to want to apply for CPP disability if you're on an approved long-term disability claim. The first reason is what I call the Lifeline. The thing with long-term disability insurance companies is they can cut you off at the drop of a hat with no notice and can unexpectedly just stop your payments, okay, and throw you into a complete disruption. If you have CPP disability, that is not, you then have some lifeline there that if your long-term disability benefits get cut off suddenly or disrupted, you still have this other source of money coming in. CPP does not act that way. You're not going to have usually this unexpected cutoff of money. So you'll always have that money there as kind of a safety net. And that is a good reason why you want to apply for it and have it in place. The second reason is a little more insidious. And that is insurance companies have fine print in their insurance policies that basically say that they get to deduct what you get from CPP disability whether you apply for it or not. So, and we're seeing insurance companies get more aggressive on this. So if the insurance company in their own wisdom feels like, I think they would be approved for CPP disability, and they ask you to apply, and you say, nah, I don't think I'm going to do that. The fine print in most of these policies allow them to estimate what you probably would have got, and they're allowed to deduct that anyway. So if you don't apply for the CPP disability, you're going to be in a situation where they're going to be deducting that money even though you're not getting it. So you might as well be getting the actual money if they're going to be deducting it from you. Yes, it is legal for them to do that in most cases if it's in the policy, and most policies allow them to do it. So the third one, and this to me is probably the most important, that is that getting CPP disability will result in a higher CPP retirement pension. This goes against most people's common sense. You might think, well, wouldn't it take money away from my retirement? No, it actually doesn't. It can increase your CPP retirement payment a lot. CPP disability and most long-term disability insurance companies only pay to age 65. At age 65, they stop and it would transition over into your CPP retirement payment. So what happens is if you are out of the workforce, receiving long-term disability, you are not going to be showing up as contributing into the CPP program. Now, let's just say you're 50 years old. That's 15 years where you're getting your long-term disability. If you're not getting CPP disability during that time, that's 15 years of no contributions into the plan. If at the time you turn 65, they will now go to calculate what is this person's CPP retirement. The way they do that calculation is they look at your average lifetime earnings. And you can imagine now that you've got all those years you worked, and now you got this 15 years of zeros. What is that going to do to your average? That is going to drag your average way down. So what went from a very high average income is now going to be dragged down because you got 15 years of zero income pulling down the average. So what happens is if you get approved for CPP disability, those 15 years of zeros are gone. They don't count. So now when they go to calculate your average lifetime income for your CPP retirement, they're only going to look at those years that you were actually in the workforce. Okay? They don't count years you're getting long-term disability, it's years you were in the workforce. So all of a sudden, without those 15 years of zeros, your average earnings are much higher, and that's going to result in you getting a much higher CPP retirement pension. So there you have it. There's 3 good reasons that why there's no question you have to apply for this CPP disability. Number 1, it gives you a safety net in case the long-term disability cuts you off unexpectedly. Number 2, they're likely going to deduct it anyway because they have these fine print rules that allow them to do it. So if they're going to deduct it, you might as well be getting the money. And number 3, not getting the CPP disability has a real negative impact on your eventual CPP retirement pension. And so that reason alone is enough that you should be applying and trying to get the CPP disability. That's it for now. I'll see you back here next time.